Welcome back here for game number 2 of this doubleheader here at the Walker Athletic Complex between your Piedmont Lions and the Brevard Tornadoes here. Brett Loftus, and joining me today for the second game, number 2, the same man who joined me in the first one, the most knowledgeable man in D3 athletics. That's what we're going to call him, Joe Garwood. And we're going to start off with a quick first pitch here from the starter, Martina Malik.
Tornadoes going with the exact same starting lineup that they went with in Game 1. Taylor Hanna leading things off the shortstop. Martina Malik in the circle for Lady Lions. Outstanding start to her season. ERA in the low 2s.
She's barely going to miss theirs. That's going to even count at 1-1. The only switch, same exact batting lineup, that Allie Grace Hartman will be on the bump for the Tornadoes, and Michaela McCoy will be starting at second base today. In game number 2. That one's going to be smacked, and Sauls cannot get it, playing a little up on the dirt there, and that is going to be a lead-off single for the Tornadoes. Not able to even etch a hit away in game 1 here. In game 2, a lead-off hit there. For the Lions, the way they set up today, Malik on the mound, Mackenzie Davis behind the dish, Kara Taylor at first, TK Sauls at second, Macy Allen at short, Isley at third, left to right, the same outfield as game number 1, Perry, Stegmeyer, and Smith. That one's going to sell out of the zone there to the 2-hole hitter, center fielder Jocelyn Falkers.
We saw in Game 1, Tornadoes had trouble squaring up. Emma McBrayer did not take them nearly as long here in Game 2 to crack the hit column. As Falkers will lay one down, first baseman Taylor will make the quick, accurate throw to TK Sauls covering first base. Sacrifice bunt from Falkers will move Taylor Hanna into scoring position. That'll set things up for third baseman Emily White.
And Emily White, the team leader in batting average coming into this doubleheader here, hitting well over 400. Not able to record a hit there in game number 1. The ever so dangerous third baseman was 0 for 2. She's going to watch a strike there. Beautiful pitch there from Malik, 0-1.
Malik not quite the high-end velocity of McBrayer, but she has had nothing but success since her time. The Lady Lions debuting as a sophomore back in the shortened 2020 season. She's got 2.10 ERA. She started 6 of the 9 games she has appeared in. She's gone the distance in 2 of them. Has 24 strikeouts to lead the teams against just 4 walks. That strikeout-to-walk ratio is certainly something that you want to see.
And that one sent up the pipe there. Sauls will run all the way over in foul territory, and she will drop it. Couldn't quite handle it there, and the Lions will catch a break as she dropped it in foul territory. And that will be strike number 2 there.
Looks like Sauls was definitely in foul territory when that ball popped out of her glove. The usually very sure-handed TK Sauls probably mad at herself there for not putting that one away. But we'll see if Emily White can take advantage of her second life here.
2-2 delivery on the way, and that one will be low, as that should run the count full now at 3-2. Excuse me, it will even the count now at 2-2 as we get the sign there from the home plate umpire. Even count, 2-2 are on the way, and that one is again sent up the chute, but that will be up and out of play there. 2-2 tango to be done yet again.
Brevard, such a short game. Only 1 hit for the Tornadoes in Game 1. They only went through their lineup 2 full turns. It's just third plate appearance of the afternoon for White, who stings one up the middle.
And Stegmeyer will have to fire it home. Taylor will cut it off and able to keep Hanna put over there at third, as White going to get a 1-out single there. And the Tornadoes, who did not score a run there in game number 1, they're cooking a little bit here. Runners on the corners, only 1 out, and here steps up the cleanup hitter, second baseman Michaela McCoy. We saw her start as the pitcher there in game number 1. She was able to reach base twice with 2 walks. So she is not even recorded an at-bat on the day.
First and third situation, with 1 out, we'll see if there's any runners in motion.
And a big hack there. Swing and a miss, strike number 1 there from Malik. 0-1 here with 1 out. And yeah, Joe, as you mentioned there, runners on the corners. We've seen the Lions there in game number 1 take advantage of a lot of doopy plays and a lot of very aggressive base running there to bring across 13 runs. McCoy's going to try to put one down. Isley's going to fumble it a little bit. And they're going to try and pick her back at third. Macy Allen with the heads-up play, but all hands on deck are safe. White advances to second, as now McCoy is on first. The bases are loaded with only one out, and here steps up to the plate the pitcher, number 16, Allie Grace Hartman.
Tough play for Isley. Looked like she bobbled it just a little bit, trying to get it out of her glove, and probably made the wise decision to pump fake to throw to first and then try to pick the runner back off at third. But good awareness on the base pass by Taylor Hanna to dive back in safely.
And the Tornadoes, who only scratched away one hit in the run-ruled 5-inning game of a 13-0 blowout there, they've brought 3 hits now and looking to bring their first run, as Sauls will go to the plate in the force out at the plate. That'll be the only out they get. So now with 2 outs there, able to save a run. Everyone will advance up a bag except for Hannah at the plate, as she will be out. So now with 2 outs and the bases loaded, stepping up to the plate, the left fielder Brittany Franks. And Joe, here early, Malik trying to pitch out of trouble.
Ball's been on the ground a lot in this half inning. A couple of them have found holes. But that time, Saul's able to come up. There's the sure-handed TK Sauls that we all know and have gotten used to over the last 4 years here at Piedmont.
And that ball had eyes on it, too. Saul's able to make a good play to gather it, come up with it, and deliver it home there. And a great pitch there from Malik to get a strike on the outer half there. 0-1. Delivery's on the way here, and that's another hard-hit ball. But a hard throw over there to first. And Martina Malik gives up 3 hits, but able to get out of the inning, as we will stay scoreless here, 0-0. You're listening to Piedmont College Athletics on YouTube. Welcome back here at Piedmont College Athletics on YouTube, and the ever so famous song here in the state of Georgia, made famous by the Migos, Pipe It Up! And that'll get us started up here in the bottom half of the first inning, as that means the leadoff hitter, number 23, center fielder Rebecca Stegmeyer, is stepping up to the plate. And she had an absolute game there in game number 1, able to bring across 3 of the Lions' 13 runs. And she's going to raise her average to 310 now, with 4 RBIs on the season, coming in here to game number 2. And Hartman will start off with some cheese there. A swing and a miss, 0-1 count now.
Something you'd certainly like to see. Stegmeyer at the leadoff spot, average over 310, at 310 actually, on base percentage at 429. That's the number that Terry Martin wants to see, and with a 4 at the beginning of the column.
On base percentage at 429, most importantly there for Stegmeyer. You want to see your leadoff hitter, yet again, as you alluded to there, Joe, get on base, and she's going to work to count now to 1-1.
Stegmeyer dangerous threat on the base pass should she reach 8 of 8 this season. Stolen base attempts 2 years ago tied the season record for steals in a season.
And that one, it will almost fall there, almost like a knuckleball hit up in the air, and Franks will take a step back, but just able to corral it there for out number 1. Now stepping up to the plate, the sophomore third baseman, Caitlin Isley. And Isley had a game there in game number 1 as well. A two-run triple, and then had an RBI single, 3 RBIs. She also had 3 runs scored, and she also had 3 stolen bases there. Isley had a game there in game number 1. She can bring that momentum here into game number 2 as she'll watch ball 1 there from Hartman. 1-0, 1 out.
Joy of not having played that many games this season is you can start one game with an average at 143, and then by the next game you're at 222. So you can swing things in your favor very quickly.
And she's going to take that one down the right field line. It will stay in play, but it will go foul. Is that one out? Even up count at 1-1.
Isley was good hitting the ball all over the field. Stung a 2-run triple in the 3rd inning of game 1 to the right field corner. Single to the left side in her next at bat, showing she can hit the ball with power to all fields.
Isley now, all 3 of her RBIs coming in at that game number 1 there, and she'll fall behind now 1-2.
Well placed pitch, fastball there, lower half of the zone, inside part of the plate. Allie Grace Hartman making her 4th appearance this season, 0-1 with an 8.84 ERA coming into action today.
Isley also a threat on the base pass so she can get on. She's going to send a stinger down the right field line, but it will go out of play near Louder Milk Field. Isley 9 for 10 on the base paths this season, as we saw her get 3 of those 9 stolen bases in game number 1. She is now the leader today in the on the Lions club. She's going to sting one up the middle, and the hits keep on rolling in for sophomore third baseman Caitlin Isley. That will be her 3rd hit of the afternoon, combined between games 1 and 2. Her first hit of this game and for the Lions has now stepped up to the plate. The 3-hole hitter, left fielder, the lady they call KP, Caitlin Perry, stepping up to the plate. And Joseph, you look down at our stat sheet we have here, and that's almost eye-popping when you look at her average right now.
457 on the season, creeping up toward the 500 mark, Brett.
They can barely get her out. I guess when they do, it's kind of hard to keep her off the base path. She's getting on base at a percentage of .525. So 1 in every 2 plate appearances, KP will be running on the base paths. That is quite incredible. 1-0 delivery on the way. She'll foul that one off the plate, as that'll even up count now at 1-1.
The thing you like about Perry, too, is she's not just slapping the ball the other way for singles. She's capable to leave the yard anytime she steps into the batter's box.
Gap-to-gap power for sure, and that's what makes Perry such a viable threat on this Lions roster. She's going to take that one inside. They're going to fire that one back down to first, and able to get back just in time will be Isley down there at first base. Perry at the dish, ahead in the count now, 2-1.
Isley has been, let's call it, very active on the base pass, sliding, diving all over the field throughout this first game plus 1 inning.
And that will be low and in. Isley, that's going to hit her in the helmet, and she's just going to advance out to 3rd. Terry Martin will hold her at 3rd, as that will be her, make it an even 10th stolen base on the year. The first lady line to get to 10 stolen bases. She'll advance to 3rd on the wild throw.
Looks like Brevard had a little confusion as to who was going to cover second base on that one. Nobody ended up really covering. Isley's adventures on the base pass continue. She has, I believe, slid into every single base today after she dove back into first, trying to avoid the pickoff earlier.
She had a beautiful slide coming home there in game number 1 that was able to produce a run. And Perry will produce the first run of the day there for the Lions, and she will be safe at first on the drop throw from Lawless and make it 1-0 for the Piedmont Lions here in game number 2.
Tough call on who to give the error to there. The throw was a little bit off the mark, but probably a ball that the first baseman Lawless should have been able to handle. Now we'll see Kaylee White, the designated player, in the cleanup spot. She stung a ball to center field with a line out in her only at bat in game 1.
And we're going to see a change at first base after that drop ball. It's going to be number 34, Caitlin Olive, is going to come in the game and play first base now for the Tornadoes. So the second error of the afternoon now for the Tornadoes in game number 2. Lions able to capitalize on it and put yet another run on the board. Their first one in this game, but Joseph, their 14th run of the day thus far between both games, 1 and 2, and Caitlin Perry being a big contributor in many of those.
Piedmont offense, you kind of look at the elite competition they've faced so far. They've faced very good pitching early on in the season, and the inconsistency of the schedule has kind of hurt the team as far as offensive consistency. But when they get in a little bit of a rhythm, I feel like this offense could be one of the best in the USA South as things get going here.
Well, Joe, I think something that you alluded to in game number 1 that not a lot of teams in the USA South Conference have had to face this year, and that's no disrespect, is that Piedmont has faced a lot of teams that could be top 10 in Division III softball, and they've had to face a lot of out-of-conference opponents, and they played very well for the most part as White stings that one back to Hartman. And they will barely get Perry out at second on the force out there. White safe at first, so White and Perry trade places now with 2 outs. And stepping up to the dish will be the freshman first baseman, Kara Taylor. Taylor has started and played in all of the 12 Piedmont contests, in 12 of the 13 Piedmont contests on the year. And she's hitting a very respectable .333 there, Joseph Garwood.
Absolutely, Taylor. Maybe finding a home in that 5 spot in the batting order. As she will ground one out to second, flip from McCoy to the shortstop, Taylor Hanna. And that will conclude things here in the bottom of the first inning. Lady Lions strike for a single run. They lead at 1-0 as we head to the second.
Welcome back here, Piedmont College Athletics on YouTube. Due up here for the Tornadoes, the bottom 3 of the lineup, 7, 8, and 9. Leading us off here will be number 26 catcher Serena Rogers-Lucky. She's been the backstop in game number 1. She will be the backstop here in game number 2 as well. Martina Malik still out there on the mound, and she'll throw a beautiful strike number 1 there on the outer half. Brett Loftus joining me this afternoon. Joe Garwood up here in the press box. Danielle Percival, Troy Wyman, and our DJ of the afternoon will be Christian Castro. 0-1 delivery on the way. That one's sent up the pipe there. Under it at first, calling off Saws will be Kara Taylor, and she will catch out number 1 here in the top half of the second inning. Now stepping up to the dish here for the Brevard Tornadoes will be number 34, Caitlin Olive. We saw her come in as a defensive replacement there in that last half inning, and she will now be making her first plate appearance here in the top of the second. She's going to take that one outside, 1-0 count now.
That little pop-up, beautiful sunny day here in Denver, Georgia. A little chilly, a little wind, but any ball popped up in the infield, battling the sun is always going to be a test, and Taylor able to handle that one with ease.
1-1 count now. Tina Malik. She is absolutely a professor of working on her all-speed pitching. You'll see it right there. She's going to get ahead at 1-2. Shout out to the Weather Channel as we've gotten up to about 55 degrees here in Demorest, Georgia now. We were a little under, a shade under 50. Game number 2 got a little bit warmer here. Malik will sell that one out of the zone now at 2-2.
Got a little bit of breeze, 14-ish mile-an-hour winds as we see that American flag out in left center field whipping around.
2-2 on the way, and that one will be low and away to run the count full now to 3-2. Yeah, the American flag out there moving a lot more than it was in game number 1 now. Might see some balls flying out of the yard here, potentially, hopefully even the favor of the Lions. Full count delivery on the way. Yeah, and that should be a walk as Olive will now take her base. And now stepping up to the plate will be number 5, the right fielder, Beth Hyatt.
Pretty well located pitch there by Malik. Must have missed just down and in. And now we'll see the number 9 hitter, the right fielder, Hyatt. Lefty hitter trying to slap the ball to the opposite field. We'll see what we have in store here.
Malik, first pitch there to Hyatt will be a strike. 0-1 now, 1 out here. The Lions able to bring across 1 run there in the bottom half of the first, and that's how we've gotten where we've gotten 1-0 now. 1-1 count. Isley playing in about halfway down the line down there at third base.
Good take there by Hyatt. Pitch just off the outside corner. Malik is trying to induce contact and a weak ground ball there.
And that one coming up here into the fence yet again as Malik will get ahead in the count now 1-2. If you ladies and gentlemen could see there, I was confused the first time I caught a game up here. You see the clear kind of cutout here. That is not a cutout. That is plexiglass up there. So we are protected up here in the press box. As the 1-2 on the way, we'll even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
The press box is under attack in game 1. Hopefully a little bit less so here in game 2.
As Joe Garwood mentioned there, we had about 5 very hard hit foul balls come up this way in game number 1. As that one will miss there to run the count full yet again. 3-2 here.
Malik is peppering that outside corner, just unable to get that call. Good take by Hyatt. Runs things full.
And Malik usually in command here. Already issued 1 walk, in danger of another one. That will be slapped down the third base line, but it will go left of the bag and foul. As Isley would have been in perfect position to field that one if fair. But we'll have to do the 3-2 yet once more.
Brad, I think you shouted it out in game 1, but want to acknowledge the Brevard uniforms. Nice little navy or royal blue uni, white script lettering. It says Tornadoes. Beautiful
uniforms as Malik will issue her second walk of the inning back-to-back, which will take us to the top of the lineup here to Taylor Hanna, who is 1 for 1 this afternoon. Yeah, Joe, those uniforms, we're going to have a mound visit here. Reminds me of the Duke Blue Devils is really who it reminds me of, a fellow or close team up there to Brevard up there in North Carolina, Duke being up that way as well. Kind of up your way, Joe, back to your hometown roots.
Absolutely. As head coach Terry Martin, we'll have a little pep talk for Malik. Uncharacteristically wild to start this second inning. She'd only issued 4 walks on the season coming into this afternoon. Half that total here in the last 2 batters. And now she's going to have to face the top of the Brevard lineup. 1 out in the inning.
Hannah, who led off the game with a single. 1 out here, runners on first and second.
TK Saul's creeping way in, just almost over the left shoulder of Martina Malik in the circle.
And that one will sail out of the zone yet again. Malik trying to hit that outer half there and just barely missing it.
She's not missing by much, just a little bit. Unable to entice these Brevard left-handed hitters to swing the bat.
And that one will hit the outer half there. That's where she's wanting to hit 1-1 now here with 1 out.
Interesting to see how the Lady Lions are playing this defensively on the infield. As we see Macy Allen, the shortstop, sprinting over to cover third base on every pitch.
1-1 on the way. That'll run it to 1-2 there as Hannah will send that one in to the backstop. She will fall behind now with a 1 out here with a 1-2 count.
Interesting, Hannah swinging away there on the 1-1 pitch after she showed bunt earlier. Now with 2 strikes, likely swinging away again, trying to slap one on the ground to the left side of the infield.
We saw Hannah, her very first plate appearance there in Game 1. She batted from the right side of the plate, and since then, in the 4 plate appearances we've seen her since, hitting from the left side, trying to slap there. She'll take that one. That'll even up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
As we mentioned earlier, if you didn't join us early on, Malik pitched around 3 hits in the first.
I want to set up the middle there. Stegmeyer playing in, and she'll just have to eat it there. And she's playing about 5 feet from the infield. The center fielder, Rebecca Stegmeyer, there. Everyone will advance up a bag. So now, for the second straight inning, the Tornadoes have loaded them up here. And with 1 out, stepping up to the plate, the center fielder, Jocelyn Falkers. Falkers able to draw a sac bunt in her first plate appearance there, and a big swing and a miss there.
Good off-speed pitch there by Malik. Had it Falkers way out ahead of that one. A last single up the middle by Taylor Hannah. Stegmeyer almost fielded on the infield dirt. She was playing so shallow in center field.
0-1 is on the way there from Malik, and another swing and a miss there. And as Joe just alluded to, that off-speed is absolutely working today as Malik quickly ahead 0-2.
A lot of options on where Malik can go here with the count heavily in her favor, 0-2.
And that one is sent back up the middle. Allen only has 1 play, and that's the first. And that will be the first Brevard run of the afternoon, as the Lions will trade a run for an out and even it up now at 1-1. 2 runners in scoring position here, and a 3-hole hitter, Emily White, will step up to the plate. She is 1 for 1 with a single in her first at-bat.
Dangerous at-bat for Malik here. First base is open. White, the most dangerous hitter in the lineup, and she doesn't care. Pump strike 1 right over the outside corner. And
White kind of gave up on that pitch before it even got in the mid. She will fall behind 0-1. Delivery on the way from Malik. And White will send one out to second base, but TK Sauls will rein it in there to limit the damage as Brevard able to bring her across 1, but we'll keep it even here at 1-1. You are listening to Piedmont College Athletics on YouTube. Welcome back. We'll let our public address announcer, Danielle Percival, tell you it is Mackenzie Davis who will lead us off here as Brett Loft is alongside me, Joe Garwood, and Davis leading off the 6, 7, 8 due up here for the Lions here in the home half of the second, trying to now break this tie as it is 1-1 here. Allie Grace Hartman still out there on the bump there for the Tornadoes. And she will start us off here with a first pitch strike to Davis, now 0-1.
Davis got the start as the designated player in game 1, starting behind the plate here in game 2.
Hartman checking the wristband out there on the bump. She will now deliver it on the way, and that will be low and inside there. Ruled a ball. Now 1-1 here.
Davis really the last of the power threats in the lineup in game 2. It's interesting how Coach Terry Martin structures his lineup. It's speed at the top, it's power in the middle, and it's speed again at the bottom.
And that will be a strike there now, 1-2 to Davis. And you're exactly right there, Joe. He tries to spread out the lineup there, doing very well. And Davis, very power supply here at the bottom of the lineup. Now we'll have to battle with 2 strikes here. 1-2 on the way, and a big swing and a miss there from Davis for out number 1. Now stepping up to the plate here, the right fielder, Hannah Smith.
Good pitch by Allie Grace Hartman. Little sinking fastball that just dropped in over the swing as Mackenzie Davis swung right over the top of it. Now Hannah Smith will do battle, stepping in from the left-hand batter's box.
And Hartman really does have her stuff working early here, only giving up 1 hit thus far. And a slap bunt down the line, as that was off the glove of Smith, but she was able to recover it and throw it over to first for out number 2.
Great reflexes there by Emily White. She barely even had time to react, just knocked it down, stayed with the play, made a strong, accurate throw across the diamond. Tough luck for Hannah Smith. She hit that ball hard.
Now the shortstop, Macy Allen, sophomore, will be stepping up to the plate for her first time today. She started at shortstop in game number 1, but Emma McBrayer was able to hit, so Macy Allen was a lone line who did not taking it bat, with Malik being designated hit it for in this game 2. Allen will get a chance to take a hack here. She's going to fall behind 0-1.
Allen just 1 for 10 to start off her season, but she has a very good defensive player at a premium position, shortstop. Coach Terry Martin, I'm sure if you asked him, number 1 priority for her is sure-handedness in the field.
And Allen thought that one was fair.
She hit that ball pretty hard.
It was a hard-hit baseball, but it went just foul over the head of Smith down there at third. And now a quick 0-2 count now to Allen.
Allen now going to have to battle. See if she cuts down the swing a little bit on the 0-2 count.
You can see the wind a whipping here as Hartman trying to take some time here. As that big American flag out there in left center is going. And that one will be taken off the plate. But will be a late ring up here for strike number 3 and out number 3. As that'll conclude the second inning here. Still 1-1. You're listening to Piedmont College Athletics on YouTube. Welcome back here, Piedmont College Athletics on YouTube. Now due up here 4, 5, and 6 for the Tornadoes here in the top half of the third inning. As leading us off here will be the second baseman, number 7, Michaela McCoy. It's in her first at-bat this afternoon. She recorded a single. And Malik will start off with the first pitch strike here. Brett Loftus, Joe Garwood alongside me this afternoon.
Yeah, Brett McCoy has not been retired yet today. Drew a couple of walks in the first game. Singled her first time up here in game 2.
She's going to take that one as that'll even up the count now at 1-1.
One thing you like to see with McCoy at the plate, great plate discipline, led the team coming into today with 6 walks. Now that figure is up to 8 for the season. Definitely going to make pitchers bring the ball into the strike zone before she takes a hack.
And she'll foul that one right back off of the plate. She now falls behind in the count at 1-2 strikes. Malik looking for the strikeout here. 1-2 on the way, and she'll get it. A big swing and a miss there. Martina Malik with a first out here in the top half of the third inning, and that will bring up to the plate the pitcher, number 16, Allie Grace Hartman. And Hartman this afternoon is 0 for 1 as she reached via a fielder's choice in her first time up.
Good pitch there by Malik to retire McCoy. Pitch like right at the bottom of the knees, too close to take. Just dove out of the strike zone as Hartman takes ball 1 outside.
I think they actually ruled that one a strike there, Joe, as that's going to be 0-1 there. It was a bit off of the plate, but Malik got the call, as that should even up the count now at 1 strike. Yeah, delayed call there, I think, has both gotten us now once from that home plate umpire, as the 1-1 on the way will sell out of the zone, as the count should be at 2-1. We do not get a signal here from the home plate umpire. Should be at 2-1 here. 2-1 delivery on the way, and that is a changeup up in the zone. So that should run the count to 3-1. Yes, we do get a signal there, and that is it. 3-1 count now to the opposing pitcher there of Allie Grace Hartman.
Malik just kind of walked a tightrope through the first 2 innings. Just loaded the bases in both as she gets a swing and a miss on the 3-1 pitch to run the count full, but straight of the bases loaded with no runs in the first, only allowed the single run back in the second, but loaded the bases that inning as well. We'll see if she can have a little more stress-free inning here in the third.
Count now full at 3-2 with 1 out. Looking for back-to-back strikeouts. She won't get it, but maybe out number 2, trying to get it down out there will be Stegmeyer. Allen trying to run it down. Stegmeyer, center fielder, call it off, and that'll be an easy out number 2.
Now batting number 3, Brittany
is now stepping up to the plate for the Tornadoes will be number 3, left fielder Brittany Franks. Franks, hard hit ball to second, but the always handy TK Saul is able to make that routine play over the first. A 1-2-3 inning there from Martina Malik, and still are knotted up at 1. You're listening to Piedmont College Athletics on Welcome back here, Piedmont College Athletics on YouTube. 9-1-2 due up here for the Lions in the home half of the third. Brett Loftus alongside me this afternoon, Joe Garwood. TK Saul is going to lead us off here in the home half of the third. She's started and played in all 13 of the Lions contests, hitting a very respectable .258 on the season.
As you mentioned in Game 1, Stalls has been a mainstay in the middle infield for Piedmont, going back to the 2018 season. Just a anchor, somebody that's going to be out there every single game. It's going to do all the little things right.
She's going to foul that one off, trying to get a bunt down there. She's going to fall behind here, 0-1.
Stalls is someone, if she can hit, in the upper 200s, basically approaching 300, that is a major plus because she's going to give you outstanding defensive work at second base.
She'll foul yet another one out of fair territory as she's going to fall behind here, 0-2. Still out there now in her third inning work, Allie Grace Hartman. 0-2 delivery on the way from her, and Saul's a hard hit ball with eyes, but a great stab down there at third base by Emily White for out number 1. Back to the top of the lineup we go, and Rebecca Stegmeyer will step up to the plate here. She's 0-for-1 with a fly out in her only at bat thus far.
You know how, Brett, we said in Game 1 that everything seemed to be finding a hole. Game 2, Lady Lions have not quite had the same amount of luck. They've hit a couple of balls really hard that have found the gloves of Brevard Tornado fielders.
Stegmeyer was going to put one down there, brought it back. It's going to be a called strike number 1 anyway with the one out. 0-1 here count to Stegmeyer, and you're right. The Lions can't seem to find anything through, and some great defense. All the credit goes to the Tornadoes here.
A couple of nice plays by third baseman Emily White at the hot corner.
And we know that she's a very good offensive player. But as you mentioned there, made some great gold glove type plays this afternoon. As Stegmeyer will bunt another one out of play here, and she will fall behind, no balls and 2 strikes.
Home plate umpire having a little discussion with the pitcher, Allie Grace Hartman. Not sure exactly what that's about. In any case, it'll be a 2-strike count for Stegmeyer. Lined out to left field in her first plate appearance.
1-2 count, excuse me. I thought it was 0-2. It's 1-2 here to Stegmeyer. One out in the inning, 1-2 on the way, and Stegmeyer will spoil that one as she fouls that one down the third base line.
Stegmeyer's at the plate. You got to be heads up in the on deck circle if you're Caitlin Isley, as she's going to be trying to spoil everything to the left side of the infield. Game really turned. Game 1, Brett, second time through the order for the Lady Lions. Really sparked by a great at-bat by Stegmeyer, who drew a walk in the third inning.
And she's going to extend this bat even more to even up the count at 2-2. And Hartman showing some emotion out there on the mound. She's going to get ready.
Loud encouragement from the Piedmont bench. Love to see that. Teammates supporting teammates as that one missed up and in. Count runs full.
Count is going to run full to 3-2. And yes, that Lions dugout down there, very loud and proud, as not having fans down here close to the field in the bleachers, the Lions being that. Fans are allowed up on that left field hill. Again, check out the Piedmont Spectator policy for more information. That one is sent down the third base line to White, who yet again have a 5-3 put out here. It's 2 ground outs to Emily White, and now stepping up to the plate, third baseman for Piedmont, Caitlin Isley. Isley is 1-for-1 with a stolen base, and she has scored the lone Piedmont run this afternoon. Also has the lone Piedmont hit through 2 2/3 for Allie Grace Hartman.
Isley looks like a dangerous hitter in the batter's box so far today. She looks like she has seen the ball well. She's jammed there.
And a beautiful diving grab there by Michaela McCoy. And that's how we'll end the third inning here. All knotted up, still at 1-1. You listen to Piedmont College Athletics on YouTube. Welcome back here.
26, Serena Rogers Lucky.
The backstop due up here in the top of the fourth inning for the Brevard Tornadoes. 7-8-9 due up. Serena Rogers Lucky will lead us off here, and she'll send a hard hit ball out to Macy Allen for a quick out number one there. Can't even remind who's commentating. That would be Brett Loftus alongside me is Joe Garwood here after a quick out number one. And now stepping up to the plate will be number 34, Caitlin Olive. Olive is 0 for 1. Or excuse me, she was able to draw a walk in her first plate appearance, and she is the lone Brevard run.
Malik really, in this game, he's really very emblematic of her style. She's very efficient with her pitch count, a lot of balls in play on the ground early in counts, which is what you want to see from her.
Big swing and a miss there yet again from Malik. And she's now hit 0-2. And, yeah, Joe, we haven't seen a lot of balls be hit in the air today. And if they have been, they've been out of play and foul. A lot hit on the ground, and that just means you have to have a trustworthy defense, and Piedmont has just that. 0-2 delivery on the way, and that one is out of the zone there. 1-2 count now, 1 out here in the top of the fourth inning.
It's nice for Coach Terry Martin and pitching coach Taylor Water to have two different styles of pitchers. McBrayer, a little more of a power pitcher. Control, maybe not quite what she wants it to be yet, but Malik, she's just got moxie as she steps down. Olive on strike, swinging, great pitch there.
You got to have moxie to be a pitcher in this conference in the USA South, and attacking in the zone and trying to pitch to contact there. Once in a while, you'll get a swing and a miss, and you got one there, a big swing and a miss there as Malik records yet her third strikeout this afternoon. And now stepping up to the plate, Beth Hyatt, and Hyatt will try to slap one down the line, but it will go foul. 0-1 count now with 2 outs here.
Malik doing her job, hadn't had the run support that McBrayer had, at least so far in game one. That's where you want to have the experienced junior in the circle as Hyatt's guys want foul.
It will be in foul territory. I think it stayed in the park. Yes, it does, but not able to get to it. Malik yet again able to get ahead quickly. 0-2 in correction. Olive was only the second Tornado to strike out thus far. Well, potentially the third here. 0-2 count with 2 outs. Malik trying to get us out of this inning, and she'll sell that one out of the zone to still be ahead in the count, 1-2.
We've seen Malik just dominate that outside part of the plate, especially against left-handed hitters. We'll see if she goes out there again.
That was up in the zone. Beautiful play by Isley, and she fires a strike over there to Kara Taylor at first base. In a 1-2-3 inning, the second straight, as Malik has retired 6 straight Tornadoes here, going to the bottom of 4. Still all knotted up at 1-1. Listen to Piedmont College Athletics on YouTube. Welcome back here at Piedmont College Athletics on YouTube. Brett Loftus, Joe Garwood, and due up here for the Lions is the heart of the lineup, leading us off here, junior left fielder Caitlin Perry, and she'll look at a first pitch strike there on the inner half. 0-1 count now.
Perry, as we mentioned earlier, average creeping up toward the 500 mark. She is an outstanding hitter.
She is 0 for 1 this afternoon as she reached via an error, but able to have the lone RBI this afternoon for the Lions. And she'll swing at that one. It'll go foul down the left field line as Perry uncharacteristically, or uncharacter-wise, falls behind now 0-2.
See if she'd have to battle back from down 0-2 in the count. Very good at cutting down her swing with 2 strikes. Very good at situational hitting.
0-2 on the way, and that one's set up in the air. It's going back to the wall, and it'll fall about 5 feet from the wall. Perry is booking it around second. They're going to get the throw in, and she's going to have a stand-up triple. KP is cooking, and she is going to have a triple to lead us off here in the 4th inning. And now stepping up here, California's finest, the designated hitter, number 22, Kaylee White. White is 0 for 1 this afternoon, but she has a chance to drive in a run to put the Lions ahead here with KP getting that leadoff triple.
The ball is absolutely stung by Caitlin Perry. Even with 2 strikes, she's capable of doing damage. And now she's very close to the plate as White tries to make a little swinging bunt, maybe drag bunt there, and came up empty.
Yeah, I drag bunt as you don't see slappers from the right side of the plate, but I think that's about as close as you're going to see there, Joe, as tried to put a little drag bunt down, and that is going to be an 0-1 count now. Olive down there at first, playing in a little bit, playing about 5 feet in from the bag. Probably see her take a few more steps in here. White going to watch that one sail up and out of the zone, even up count now at 1-1.
So we kind of get late in this game, bottom of the 4th inning, 1-1 score. Runner at third, nobody out. Big-time situational hitting opportunity for Kaylee White. Just need contact here.
She's going to take that one low and in, and it will be out of the zone. Is White now in a hitter's count, 2-1. Going to have a mound visit here. Time called by the backstop. Rogers lucky. And, Joe, I want to go back to that last at-bat. Caitlin Perry, if the wind would have been blowing like it was there in the 1st or 2nd inning, that ball probably would have been out of the yard.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure. She squared it up. I wasn't sure how much backspin and carry it was going to have, and you could just see the way the left fielder reacted that it was going to be down in the outfield grass. And the thing about Perry, too, she's got great power. She's also got great speed, and she was cutting the bags very well.
Talk about 5 tools. The 5 tools hitting for contact, power, speed, arm strength, and really arm accuracy. That was the 5 tools that we've seen from Caitlin Perry, and we've seen 3 of them right there. The power from gap to gap, the contact there, and the speed around the base paths, as the count will now stand at 2-2 here to White.
Ellie Grace Hartman, who's pitched very well first 3+ innings. She's going to have her work cut out for her here as White spoils that one foul out of play.
We'll do the 2-2 tango yet once more. So Lions with only 2 hits now. White trying to make it 3 and hopefully put the Lions ahead here. Hartman pitching very well out there in the circle for the Tornadoes today. 2-2 delivery on the way, and that one's sent up in the air. That should do the job. It's caught by Hyatt. Perry will tag up, and she will be safe as she beats the throw by about 3 seconds there, as that'll extend the Lions' lead. That'll give the Lions the lead back now here in the bottom of the 4th inning, 2-1.
Great way to manufacture a run there. Just a leadoff triple and a sacrifice fly. Base is now clear, and we'll start over with 1 out as Kara Taylor stands in.
Yeah, leadoff stand-up triple, it just almost seems commonplace here for Caitlin Perry, the season that she's having right now. Sac fly and an RBI, and now stepping up to the plate will be the freshman first baseman, Kara Taylor. Taylor this afternoon is 0 for 1 as she reached base via the fielder's choice. Nearing in on 3:30 p.m. here. Lions started the first pitch of game 1 at 12 noon, and now here at 3:30 p.m. nearing halfway mark of this afternoon's game. Gonna have time called here. Always fun up here in the press box with Piedmont College Athletics. As that one's going to be sent out to right field, and a hard hit baseball by Kara Taylor will be called out there by Beth Hyatt for out number 2.
That ball was stung by Taylor, as we've mentioned. Lady Lions, their ball in play luck has not quite been the same here in Game 2 as it was in Game 1. Still good to see quality at bats, good contact being made. They'll start to find holes, hopefully, very soon.
Well, also aggressive base running has really helped make this possible as well. Perry stretching with a potential double into a triple there, able to give that as well. Davis sends one up in the air and going back is the left fielder Franks, but she's able to make the catch on the run for out number 3. Leadoff triple and a sac fly and an RBI. The Lions able to get the lead back now 2-1. You listen to Piedmont College Athletics on Welcome back to your Piedmont College Athletics on YouTube. Top of the 5th inning here. The Lions are ahead 2-1. Brett Loftus alongside me. Joe Garwood, and due up here for the Brevard Tornadoes 1, 2, and 3. Top of the lineup is shortstop Taylor Hanna will lead us off here. Hanna having a very, very good afternoon as she is 2 for 2. She has also only been retired once this afternoon, as she was 0 for 1 in that first game, but she had 2 walks as well. So she's reached 4 out of her 5 plate appearances thus far, as Malik starts her out 0-1. 0-1 delivery on the way, and that will catch the outer half there yet again. 0-2 now to Hanna.
You saw Malik a little uncharacteristically wild in the first couple of innings. She's really settled down since then. Started to get into a little bit of a rhythm out there in the circle.
That one must be a little up there, as it'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes. That one will be stung foul down the third baseline, as we'll do it yet again. Count still stands at 0-2. And we've seen Hanna, Joe, something I think is kind of abnormal. She's taking some long walks in between pitches here, trying to compose herself. I think it's a pretty good routine she's got going on there. 0-2 delivery on the way yet again. That'll run outside, push the count now to 1-2.
Kind of trying to maybe upset the timing a little bit of Martina Malik, who is as you mentioned, in a great rhythm out there on the bump and likes to work fast. Hanna not really making that possible.
1-2 on the way. That will sell out of the zone there. That'll even count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Kind of like what you've seen out of Malik, attacking the zone early in the count, as the count is now full.
Now full at 3-2. I've been duped yet again by the home plate umpire. Full count delivery on the way, and that one will be chopped down the third base line, foul, and we'll do the full count yet again here to the leadoff hitter, Hanna. Yeah, for those of you wondering why Joe and I maybe have struggled with the count a little bit thus far. Our scoreboard, the count working on the scoreboard, as that one is sent down to third. Isley has trouble with it as Hannah will reach. Our scoreboard is not working on the top half out there with the ball, strikes, and the out. So having to keep up with that mentally, and as humans we will make mistakes there. I've made a few of those today.
Tough play there for Isley. She's been pretty solid over there at the hot corner, especially today. Just couldn't quite get that one, a little in-between hop, and now Taylor Hannah on base yet again.
Yeah, and it's a shame that Isley gets credited for an error there. I mean, you have to credit her for it, but a hard-hit baseball down there. As that one will be, yes, she will be called out, as that is going to be interference there. She got the bunt down and then ran into the softball. You cannot do that. Hannah will have to stay placed over there at first. So now with one out, a runner on first. Stepping up to the plate will be Emily White. White is 1 for 2 with a single this afternoon.
White's been very impressive on the defensive end as well at the hot corner for Brevard. That was an unfortunate play there for Jocelyn Folkers. Got the bunt down, just unable to avoid the ball out of the batter's box. And unfortunately, Taylor Hannah back to first base for the Tornadoes. Big play there, keeps a runner, the tying run, out of scoring position here in the top half of the fifth inning.
And Joe, you talked about earlier in that first game, a lot of coach and umpire meetings. Get some more conversation there as the runner's going. Davis able to get the throw down. Bingo bongo, baby! And she's going to hose her down out there at second. A beautiful throw there, and hung on a line from the backstop, Mackenzie Davis there. And that will be out number 2.
It's amazing how quickly this inning went from a potential threat against the Lady Lions to now 2 outs and nobody on. Great throw by Mackenzie Davis. Great tag by Macy Allen.
And that ball has eyes up the middle. Macy Allen will lay out for that one, but cannot get to it. A well-hit baseball there from Emily White, and she's now 2 for 3 in game number 2. Is stepping up to the plate will be the second baseman, Michaela McCoy. We saw her make a great diving catch there to end the home half of the 4th inning.
Yeah, that caught stealing looms even larger now, as Brevard would really be in business without it. Instead, now Malik just one good pitch away from getting out of this jam and sending this thing to the bottom half of the 5th.
And that's what you get when you're aggressive on the base paths, both for the Lions and the Tornadoes. You have to know when to steal, know when not to steal, and it's not very smart to steal Mackenzie Davis, as she has a cannon for an arm back there behind the dish. 0-1 delivery on the way, and that will even up the count at 1-1 here with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning.
Coy, good plate discipline, as we've mentioned before. Malik, she's going to beat her. Likely will have to do it in the strike zone as she fouls one straight back to the screen. We'll have a 1-2 count.
Malik now ahead 1-2. As we mentioned, yeah, you did mention McCoy. Good plate discipline, but she has struck out today off some off-speed. Absolute filth there from Malik. See what she gives her here now on a 1-2 count. It's the same off-speed there. Good contact down the right field line. And that'll be about 6 inches foul.
That was going to be trouble. Runner was off on contact with 2 outs in the inning. Likely would have scored Emily White with the tying run. So Malik will certainly breathe a little sigh of relief and see what she can do to McCoy. The 2-strike pitch coming up.
Still 1 strike away from getting out of the top half of the 5th here. Good opposite field hit there. 1-2 delivery on the way. Ooh, that was a good pitch. Not going to get the call there. Looked like it caught the inner half, but it'll even up the count at 2-2 here. And 2 outs as well. So deuce is wild. Only the second time today, though, in both games. It's kind of upsetting. 2-2 here. Runner on first is Emily White. Delivery on the way. That is chopped out to the shortstop, Allen. She'll give the soft toss over there to the second baseman, Sauls, for an easy out number 3. 1 hit, not able to sustain anything, though, as the Lions still up 2-1. You're listening to Piedmont College Athletics on YouTube. Welcome back here at Piedmont College Athletics on YouTube. Home half of the 5th inning, and due up here for the Lions is going to be the bottom 3, 7, 8, 9, as the right fielder, number 24, Hannah Smith, will take her hack here. The slap bunter, freshman right fielder. She's going to get started off with the first pitch ball there, 1-0. So
Catcher Rogers Lucky held that one for an extra half second, wanted to get that call. Did not get it. 1-0 count for Hannah Smith.
1-0 delivery will be stung out to the shortstop, and that throw will sail. And McCoy trying to cover first over there. Contact made between Smith and McCoy. And we'll take a break here as they are attended to out there on the field. You're listening to Piedmont College Athletics on. Welcome back here at Piedmont College Athletics on YouTube after that scary collision over there at first base. Both Michaela McCoy and Hannah Smith will stay in the game respectively, as that will be an E6 throwing error there.
Looks like we're going to have a pitching change as well.
Yeah, we are going to have a pitching change. As number 28, Caitlin Farmer, will come in here for the Brevard Tornadoes, as Allie Grace Hartman will check out of the game here. She could potentially re-enter, though, as we're going to have, as Joe mentioned, the new pitcher out there. She's going to be warming up here. It's going to give more time for McCoy and Smith to kind of shake it off out there. As due up here will be Macy Allen after Farmer is able to get warmed up. Macy Allen this afternoon is 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking. However, she had a very well hard-hit ball down the left field line that went about 2 feet from being fair.
Going over Farmer's numbers, she's 5 appearances. Well, actually, the leader in the team on appearances coming into today. McCoy tied her with her start in game 1. 3.63 ERA, 2-2 record. 5 strikeouts and 17 1/3 innings pitched for Farmer. Bottom of the Piedmont order, and clinging to a 1-run lead. You really would like to see, if you're in favor of the Piedmont Lady Lions, you want to see a couple insurance runs. Give Martina Malik a little bit of breathing room out on that circle for the last 6 outs to get.
Only 6 more outs for the Lions to get. However, they still have 9 to play with at the plate potentially if they need those last 3, as Macy Allen will now step up to the plate here. Going to be able to see the new pitcher, Farmer, here. First pitch from Farmer is up and away, as they'll try to check Hannah Smith down there at first. And Olive will hold the tag on her until Smith will finally call time.
Smith definitely a threat to steal. She is 5 out of 6 on the season.
Smith will run on that, and then it'll be a perfectly placed bunt, and Allen will be safe. So that'll be a single there for Allen, just trying to get a sack bunt down and move Smith over. Allen will now be at first, and now stepping up to the plate will be the senior second baseman, TK Sauls. Sauls is 0 for 1 with a ground out. this afternoon, but you can never count her out of the plate. A steady-handed fielder and a very good bat up there at the plate. We saw her as one of the most beautiful hits I think I've seen all afternoon. Just an absolute rope hit down the first base line by Sauls there in game number 1. If she could do that right here, Mike could score 2. She's going to put down a bunt, though. And Sauls will beat it out. But McCoy dropped the ball anyways.
Throw was going to beat Sauls to first. It was going to be a good sacrifice bunt either way, but Farmer spiked it in the dirt, and the first baseman was unable to come away with it. So now Piedmont in business here. Bases loaded, nobody out, top of the order coming out. This is exactly what you want to see if you're head coach Terry Martin.
And Farmer just unlucky at this point. She comes in the game, faces 2 lines. Both get very good bunts down. Allen beating hers out, and Sauls reaching via the drop ball over there at first. And now Rebecca Stegmeyer back up to the plate as she will take a strike there on the outer half, 0-1. Bases are loaded. And that will be out of the zone, even up to count at 1-1.
Stegmeyer has been seeing the ball very well lately. He's kind of if you're going to ask Coach Terry Martin, this is probably one of the few that he would want up in this spot. Caitlin Isley's been hot as well, and not to mention Caitlin Perry, who's always swinging the bat well.
And the bases are loaded here with no outs. And now Stegmeyer ahead 2-1 in the count now. American flag again whipping around out there in left center field. The wind starting to pick back up here at the Walker Athletic Complex this afternoon. 2-1 delivery on the way, and Stegmeyer will take that one up in the zone, and the count will now run to 3-1. Nowhere to put Stegmeyer here, so if she can take another ball, be able to walk in a run, and the backstop Rogers Lucky will go out there and take advantage of a mound visit here. As Joe, if you're head coach Terry Martin, you're talking to Stegmeyer now. Red light all the way, or it's up to you?
I think one pitch in one spot, and that's the only thing you really want to swing at. Got to be very selective at the plate here if you're Stegmeyer. Very good plate discipline on the junior center fielder from Lawrenceville, so got to think he'll have some trust in his leadoff hitter. Stegmeyer very good at putting pressure on the defense with her speed. You've seen the speed really play up in this doubleheader. Puts a lot of pressure on Brevard's defense, and they've sometimes taken advantage of the Brevard errors.
3-1 delivery, and that's off the plate, and that'll walk in a run there. Rebecca Stegmeyer with an RBI via the walk, and that will walk in Hannah Smith. And now still with the bases loaded and no outs, Caitlin Isley will step up to the dish, as this afternoon she is 1 for 2 and has also scored one of the 3 Piedmont runs.
It was an 8-run 4th inning that really broke things open for the Lady Lions in Game 1, threatening to put up a giant number here in the bottom of the 5th as there's still no outs in the inning. The middle of the order is coming up for Piedmont. This is going to be really tough for Farmer to tightrope out of here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
And Isley will take that one as it bounces in the dirt to get ahead 1-0. And Joe, it's kind of a positive broadcaster jinx you mentioned there to start this inning. You said it'd be nice when Hannah Smith reached. It'd be nice if the Lions could get some insurance runs, and they are doing just that. As for the second time in 2 games, we will see the starter come back out to pitch. Is Allie Grace Hartman, the starting pitcher, will enter back out on the mound. And also just the same as in Game 1, Caitlin Farmer will be taken out after not recording it out. And we'll take a break here as Hartman will not throw any warm-up pitches, as we will keep it going here. Hartman, I guess, still warm out there on the mound.
I guess if you've already started the inning as a pitcher, you don't get the time to warm up when you come back in, as she fires high with her first pitch.
The count is 2-0 now. As Isley, she can draw another walk, will bring in another run. The Lions will just keep on doing the carousel here. 2-0 on the way. That one's sent up in the air. Retreating back in right field is Hyatt. She cannot grab it as Macy Allen will score. Coming around third, TK Sauls. The throw in the second. And they'll call Stegmeyer safe over there at third. And Caitlin Isley absolutely on fire. There's a trail of Texas Pete following her out of the box over there. That is now 5-1. The Lions lead by 4.
Looks like Beth Hyatt just lost that one in the sun a little bit, so scored a base hit, even though it's one that you probably would want to have. 2 runs on the board for the Lady Lions. Now a 5-1 lead for Piedmont, threatening to be more as Caitlin Perry stands in.
And she will send that one up. Olive under it over there at first, and she'll lose it into the dugout. Smacks into the fence. But that one will just be strike number 1. And still no outs here as the Lions able to bring now 3 across in the inning. Hartman will gather here. 0-1 delivery to the plate. And that one stung down the third baseline. It is fair. Stegmeyer will come home. Coming home now is Isley. Perry trying to get her second triple of the day. And she will have her second stand-up triple. Hang with them, KP. Is that'll now extend the Lions lead to 6-7-1. And Joe Garwood, I don't know about you, but I guess you got a crystal ball over there because the Lions have had yet another big inning, hanging now 5 on the board here in the home half of the 5th inning.
The happiest person on the Piedmont side has got to be Martina Malik. She's now got at least a 6-run lead with 6 outs left to get. KP absolutely on fire at the plate. The quest for 500 is on.
And she has had not only 2 triples, but 2 stand-up triples in game number 2 here. You don't see that one every day. Is now up at the plate here is going to be cleanup hitter Kaylee White. And White will take that one for a ball, 1-0, as we still do not have it out here in the home half of the 5th inning.
Brevard, for the most part, they've been able to hold the Lady Lions down, but when things have started to go wrong, things have begun to spiral for them. And Piedmont has just been able to pour it on in both games. Piedmont threatening, 2 more runs score. It'll be an 8-run win again in favor of Piedmont. So Kaylee White is the important run in that regard. She is that 9th run for Piedmont, and which would give Piedmont the 8-run lead it needs to go ahead and secure this doubleheader sweep.
That was sent up and out of play. And yeah, Joe, that's actually a great point. If Kaylee White can come around the score, it would be almost like a walk-off in a sense. But it's a walk-off
run rule.
Yeah, a walk-off run rule is what that would be at that point.
This thing has escalated very quickly for Piedmont here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Hartman still trying to work out there on the mound as that one is sent again down the right field line. Jenna Broach was going down there to get the foul ball. And
almost got hit by the other foul ball.
Yeah, the bounce up did actually strike Broach. As that is something you don't see every day yet again. Is Broach going to recover one foul ball and almost gets stung with a second. As now the count will stand. Should be 1-2 here. Waiting for a signal from the home plate umpire. We will not get one. All right. Delivery is on the way, and White will send that one out to center field. And making the catch for out number 1 will be Folkers, but coming across the score will be KP. So for the second time today, Kaylee sack flying an RBI to extend the Lions' lead now 8-1.
Kaylee White's had 3 plate appearances. She hit the ball hard all 3 times. No hits to show for it, but at least a couple of RBIs on the box score. It's Kara Taylor, number 5 hitter, first baseman, will step in. Base is empty. 1 out in the inning.
And the Lions needing just 1 more run to end this here. As KT will take that one low. She's now ahead 1-0. Hartman taking some time here in between pitches. Fire the 1-0 in here. Taylor will take that one. It'll be a called strike number 1 here. Even up to count at 1-1. Taylor is 0 for 2 in game number 2 here. One delivery on the way. That was sent up in the air. And it looks like it will go out of play yet again, and it will down that right field line as Taylor will fall behind now 1-2.
Taylor going to have to battle back down in the count. Piedmont trying to start a little second rally here as the bases have been cleared after the triple by Perry and the sac fly from Kaylee White.
Hartman trying to get the second out here. 1 out in the inning. And Taylor stings one through that 5.6 hole, 6.5, whatever you want to call it, for a 1-out single. And now the winning run, the run rule run, should I say, on first base over there. And now stepping up to the plate will be the catcher, Mackenzie Davis.
Try to say run, rule, run 5 times fast.
Yeah, that's one of those you don't really want to say. Some alliteration there. I tell you what, you got to be running around the bases. That's what that sounds like. But 8-1, we're going to get a pinch runner here. Freshman for a freshman. Kara Taylor will check out, and Hannah Calloway will now come in to pinch run here. Saw her record her first collegiate hit there in game number 1 of this doubleheader.
Mackenzie Davis getting ready to step in for Lady Lions. Davis was a designated player in game 1 behind the plate in game 2, made an outstanding throw. Gunned down a Brevard would-be base stealer back when the Tornadoes were threatening to take the lead middle innings of this game. Davis, as we mentioned before, power threat, has a couple of career homers during her short time as a Lady Lion. Abbreviated freshman campaign for Davis, and Piedmont just 13 games into this 2021 season. A lot of softball have to be played on the schedule for Piedmont.
Mackenzie Davis has a chance to end it here. And she'll foul that one up and out of play over the press box here. 0-1 count now, 1 out. Hannah Calloway pinch running for Kara Taylor over there on first base.
Hannah Smith in the on-deck circle.
Right fielder. As if she does reach, that means the Lions have batted around here. Calloway will take off. She will need to retreat to see if that ball is caught. It will be. Calloway will get back in time. A beautiful catch out there in center field by Folkers. And now stepping up to the plate will be Hannah Smith.
Now batting number 24, Hannah Smith.
The Lions have batted around now. As Smith led off the inning with that collision over there at first in E6. Everyone was okay over there. Smith later came around to score.
Smith, the last hope for the Lady Lions if they want to end this thing in the bottom of the 5th as the runner goes and sliding in safely. Stolen base.
The Lions continue to be aggressive on the bags as that will be the second stolen base of game number 2, the 9th of the day, as they had 7 stolen bases in game number 1.
No, anything past the infield, good chance Calloway is going to score and end the festivities here at the Walker Athletic Complex.
And that one is hit in the air, but McCoy will catch it, not let it pop out of her glove, as she will toss it on the first base bag. First base coach will toss it back into the circle. As in the bottom of the 5th, the Lions are ahead by 7, 8-1. You're listening to Piedmont College Athletics on YouTube. Welcome back here, Piedmont College Athletics on YouTube. Brett Loftus alongside me, Joe Garwood, Martina Malik out there on the mound, still shoving as she'll start out. Allie Grace Hartman with an outer half fastball. 0-1 is 5, 6, and 7 due up here for the Tornadoes in the top of the sixth. And that is another strike there. Davis will drop it as that'll be 0-2.
Hartman will take a extended stroll up the third baseline and gather her thoughts and figure out how to make a plan to protect the plate on the 0-2 pitch from Malik upcoming.
And the Lions, they've seen some good pitching today, but just some big innings. Been able to put some runs on the board as we'll see Hartman foul that one into the backstop yet again. Seen in that last inning there, they put 6 runs across. Had an inning where they put 4 across in game 1 and then 8 across. So what is that? 16 combined runs in 3 innings, and right now they're outscoring the Tornadoes 21-1 in between games 1 and 2. That one stung out to second there. Beautiful play by Sauls. So senior TK Sauls sure-handed as they get out there, and that'll be out number 1. Now stepping up to the dish will be the left fielder, number 3, Brittany Franks.
One of the things we've seen is Malik consistently keep the ball on the infield, on the ground in this contest, pitching to contact, hitting her spots, and as we see another one on the ground there.
Throw that one over the first as back-to-back pitches and back-to-back outs. Easy enough there. As with 2 outs, stepping up to the plate will be the catcher, number 26, Serena Rogers-Lucky. Yes, in synchronization with Danielle Percival there, as trying to get out of this inning here. And that looks like back-to-back-to-back pitches. So 3 straight pitches, 3 straight outs, and a great catch by Rebecca Stegmeyer out there in center field will get us out of the top of the 6th inning. You're listening to Piedmont College Athletics on YouTube. Welcome back here at Piedmont College Athletics on YouTube. Brett Loftus alongside me, Joe Garwood. 8, 9, and 1 due up here. Macy Allen will lead us off, the sophomore shortstop. This afternoon is 1 for 2 with a run scored. She's going to take first pitch ball there, now ahead 1-0. Allie Grace Hartman still out there on the rubber for the Tornadoes. And just a reminder, if the Lions are able to scratch across 1, that will be the end of this game.
Be a nice exclamation point for Piedmont to put on a very successful and prosperous day here, home opener from Lady Lions, improving to 2-0, hopefully on the day.
And can also get back, if everything stays put as is, can also get back to 500 on the season, as they sit at 6-7 coming into game number 2. They can get back to 7-7 if they are able to hang on here. Allen now heading to count 3-0.
We'll see what Allen does here. Probably going to take one.
Yeah, the red light should be on here, but you never know.
8-1 ball game, 7-run lead. You could be maybe afford to be a little more aggressive at the plate.
And the red light was on, and she'll take that one, 3-1. No Fernando Tatis 3-0 grand slams this afternoon. So that'll be a 3-1 count now. 8 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for the Lions, 1 run, 5 hits, 4 errors for the Tornadoes. And Allen will check her swing on that one as that'll sell out of the zone. And a 5-pitch walk.
Late appeal.
Yeah,
First base umpire says
they'll
no.
appeal, as Allen has already ran to the outfield grass after running through the first base bag.
Now batting number 15, T.
As now stepping up to the plate will be the senior second baseman, TK Sauls. Sauls is 0 for 2 as she reached via an error and turned that into a run produced for the Lions. One of the 8 runs the Lions have brought across in game number 2 here.
See how aggressive Coach Martin is on the base fast. 7-run lead, but really probably trying to end this thing as quickly as possible.
And Olive was charging in on that one. Both Olive and the backstop Rogers Lucky trying to get to that one. Cannot quite get to it. Fouled. Bunt fouled out of play.
TK, the answer to our question there, they're playing for the single run to go ahead and send us home as Sauls tried to square the bunt, just fouled it away. We'll see if they have the bunt play on again with 1 strike.
You don't see it too often. A walk-off run ruled, as they were able to say that one that time. As that will be taken back. Macy Allen is a throw beater there, but cannot gather. It will be Hannah at the second base, and Allen will get in there safely. So now with no outs, the go-ahead winning run, should I say, is now on second. That's something you don't say very often there, Joe Garwood.
Absolutely. Looks like Allen got a little bit of a late start on that stolen base attempt, but the throw was unable to be handled at second. Good speed by Allen, able to get the stolen base.
Able to get the bunt down will be Sauls. Olive able to handle it. There will be out number 1 over there at first. So now we're going to try to attempt this. The ruled run, is now standing on third base with 1 out, and now up to the plate.
Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter. It'll be
Jenna Broach.
Freshman Jenna Broach, fresh off her adventurous trip to retrieve a foul ball earlier in this game.
Yeah, we saw her down that right field line. Went to go retrieve 1.
It's only right that you give her the opportunity
Yes.
to send us home here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Now batting number 34, Jenna Broach.
Terry Martin going to have a conversation with her before she steps up to the dish there.
Good play there by the first baseman, Olive. It looked like she was going to have trouble handling that play, but was able to make a strong, accurate throw to first and retire Sauls for the first out of the inning. But really just need contact here, and Piedmont should be in business.
With 1 out here. And Broach will make that contact. McCoy only has 1 play, and that'll be 2 outs, but that will be the 8-run differential. So that should be the game, and Jenna Broach will walk it off. As that will be a final score of 9-1. Straight into the postgame show. Brett Lofts alongside me is Joe Garwood. And Joe, I think the important statistic that we should point out here is that the Lions outscored Brevard in that doubleheader 22-1.
It really doesn't get any more dominant than that. We'll see, Brett, if Piedmont can take this momentum. When you have a game like today, or 2 games like today, where everything just goes right, you really want to get back out there and play. And Lady Lions will have an opportunity to do that as they will host LaGrange 1:30 and 3:30 tomorrow right here at the Walker Athletic Complex. We'll be right here on YouTube.
And in a usual doubleheader as well, I want to point that out, you would play 14-plus innings. Only 11 innings played here today, so the Lions should be fresh and ready after this doubleheader win. As Joe mentioned, 1:30 and 3:30, be sure to join us tomorrow. Games 3 and 4 of conference play. The Lions start off 2-0 in USA South Conference play, and now back to 500 at 7-7. For Joe Garwood, Danielle Percival, Troy Weidman, and Christian Castro, I'm Brett Loftus. Thank you for tuning in to Piedmont College Athletics on YouTube. Stay safe, and may God bless you all, and go Lions.